Welcome to the world of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. Enjoy the listening. First Contact, the emissary's choice. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the helm of the Earth fleet vessel, Horizon, staring at the swirling purple atmosphere of planet XO3. After 3 years of deep space exploration, they'd finally found signs of advanced civilization, though not the kind anyone had expected. The ship's sensors had detected massive energy signatures scattered across the planet's surface, but more intriguingly, they'd picked up what appeared to be a matriarchal society comprised entirely of beings that registered as female on their biological scanners. Their initial attempts at communication had been met with silence. "Commander," Lieutenant Rodriguez called from his station, "we're detecting movement. Something's rising from the surface." Sarah watched as a sleek vessel emerged from the purple clouds, its design unlike anything in Earth's database. The ship's surface seemed to ripple like liquid metal, changing colors as it approached. "They're hailing us," Rodriguez announced, surprise evident in his voice. On screen, Sarah ordered, straightening her uniform. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a striking figure. The alien was humanoid but clearly not human. Her skin was a deep violet that seemed to shimmer with bioluminescence, and her eyes were entirely silver, lacking pupils or irises. Despite the alien features, there was an undeniable intelligence and authority in her bearing. "I am High Matriarch Zara of the Luminian Collective," the alien spoke, her words automatically translated by the ship's AI. "Your presence has been noted, Earth vessel. State your purpose." Sarah stepped forward. "I am Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth fleet vessel Horizon. We come seeking peaceful contact and cultural exchange." The High Matriarch's silver eyes seemed to pierce through the screen. "Interesting. Your species includes males, yet you follow a female leader?" "Gender doesn't determine leadership capability in our society," Sarah replied carefully. "We select leaders based on merit." A subtle smile played across Zara's features. "Perhaps your species is more evolved than we initially assumed. We've had unfortunate experiences with male-dominated societies in the past." Sarah's diplomatic training kicked in. "If you're willing, we'd like to learn more about your people. We could start with a small delegation. "You may come," Zara interrupted. "You alone, Commander. Our society has strict protocols regarding first contact." The bridge crew tensed. Sarah could feel their unease. Sending a commander alone to an unknown alien civilization went against every protocol in the book. "High Matriarch, while I appreciate the invitation, our protocols require "Your protocols mean nothing here, Commander Chen. If you wish to establish relations with the Luminian Collective, you will come alone. We will permit your ship to maintain orbit, but any aggressive action will be met with immediate response." The High Matriarch's tone left no room for argument. Sarah weighed her options. This was exactly the kind of first contact situation they'd been searching for, but the risks were enormous. The Luminians' technology clearly surpassed Earth's, their ship's energy readings were off the charts, and their ability to translate Earth languages so quickly suggested advanced capabilities. "I'll need time to consider your offer," Sarah said diplomatically. "You have 1 Earth hour," Zara replied. "Choose wisely." The transmission ended. Lieutenant Rodriguez immediately spoke up. "Commander, you can't seriously be considering this. It's obviously a trap." Sarah turned to her crew. "What do we know about their capabilities?" "Their ship's energy output is massive," the science officer reported. "They could probably vaporize us before we could raise shields. But there's something else, we're detecting unusual temporal distortions around their vessel. They might have capabilities we can't even comprehend." Sarah nodded, her mind racing. Earth needed this contact, their resources were dwindling, and finding advanced alien allies could be crucial for humanity's future. But the Luminians' terms were unprecedented. After 45 minutes of intense discussion with her senior staff, Sarah made her decision. She entered her quarters and recorded a message for Earth Fleet Command, explaining her choices and her reasoning. Then she returned to the bridge. Open a channel to the Luminian vessel, she ordered. Zara's face appeared immediately, as if she'd been waiting. Your decision, Commander? Sarah took a deep breath. I accept your terms. I'll come alone. A pleased expression crossed the High Matriarch's features. Excellent. Prepare yourself, Commander Chen. You're about to experience something few outsiders have survived to tell about. Before Sarah could respond, she felt a tingling sensation throughout her body. The bridge of the horizon dissolved around her in a shower of purple sparks. She rematerialized in what appeared to be a vast chamber with walls that pulsed with living light. Dozens of Luminian females surrounded her, their silver eyes studying her with intense curiosity. High Matriarch Zara stood before her, even more impressive in person. Welcome to the heart of Luminian civilization, Commander Chen, Zara said. Your bravery in coming here alone has earned you the right to learn our greatest secret, the reason we rarely accept outsiders, and why those we do accept never choose to leave. Sarah fought to keep her voice steady. And what secret is that? Zara smiled, and the chamber's lights pulsed in sync with her words. We are not merely a civilization, Commander. We are evolution itself. And now you must choose, remain as you are and return to your ship, or undergo the transformation that will reveal what humanity could become. The light swirled around Sarah as she faced the most important decision of her life, one that would affect not just her future, but potentially the future of the entire human race. Evolution's edge. The chamber pulsed with living light as Sarah Chen faced High Matriarch Zara. The decision before her seemed impossible, remain human or embrace an unknown evolution. What exactly do you mean by transformation? Sarah asked, her military training kicking in as she sought more intelligence. Zara gestured, and the walls around them became transparent, revealing a vast city stretching into the distance. Unlike human architecture, every structure seemed alive, pulsing with the same bioluminescence as the Luminians themselves. We were once like you, Zara explained. Bound by physical form, limited by mortality. But we discovered something extraordinary, the ability to transcend biological limitations, through what you might call psychic evolution. Sarah watched as several Luminians demonstrated their abilities. They shifted forms at will, merged with the living architecture around them, and communicated through pulses of light. And you're offering this to me? Why? Because your species stands at a crossroads, Zara replied. We've observed Earth for centuries. Your potential is remarkable, but you're destroying yourselves through conflict and resource depletion. We offer an alternative path. A younger Luminian approached, carrying what appeared to be a crystal sphere filled with swirling energy. This is the catalyst, Zara explained. It contains the accumulated knowledge and power of our civilization. One touch will begin your transformation. Sarah's scientific curiosity warred with her caution. What's the catch? There's always a catch. Zara's expression grew serious. The process is irreversible. Not everyone survives the transformation. Those who do can never return to their former lives. The changes are too profound. And if I refuse? You return to your ship with a trade agreement and nothing more. We respect free will, Commander. This must be your choice. Sarah thought of Earth's struggling colonies, of the resources and knowledge the Luminians could provide. But was the price too high? How long do I have to decide? The catalyst must be used within one planetary rotation, Zara replied. Until then, you may observe our society freely. Over the next several hours, Sarah toured the Luminian city. She saw their advanced medical facilities, where they could heal any injury through thought alone. Their energy production systems drew power directly from the quantum fabric of space. Their children learned through direct consciousness transfer rather than traditional education. But it was their library that truly captured her attention. The entire history of their civilization was stored in living crystal matrices, accessible through direct mental connection. Centuries of scientific advancement, cultural development, and philosophical evolution, all preserved perfectly. Your people achieved all this through the transformation? Sarah asked her guide, a younger Luminian named Lyra. This is merely the beginning, Lyra replied. Each generation builds upon the last, adding their knowledge and experience to the collective. Yet we maintain our individuality, unity without uniformity. As the planet's purple sun began to set, Sarah found herself back in the central chamber with High Matriarch Zara. The catalyst glowed between them. Before you decide, Zara said, you should know something. We chose you specifically, Commander Chen. We've watched your career, your decisions, your leadership style, your commitment to peaceful exploration. You represent the best of humanity's potential. Sarah's eyes narrowed. You've been monitoring me? As we monitor all species approaching technological maturity. Humanity's time is coming, Commander. The question is whether you'll help guide them toward a greater destiny. The implications hit Sarah like a physical blow. The Luminians weren't just offering her personal transformation, they were proposing to use her as a bridge between species, a first step toward uplifting all of humanity. If I accept, Sarah said carefully, what exactly would my role be? You would become the first human Luminian hybrid, Zara explained. A living proof that our species can coexist and evolve together. Through you, we could begin sharing our knowledge with Earth gradually, preparing humanity for eventual transformation. And if it kills me? Then we continue watching and waiting for another opportunity. But we believe you will survive, Commander. Your mind is strong, your spirit adaptable. Sarah stared at the catalyst, its swirling energies reflecting in her eyes. Everything she'd worked for in her career, exploration, peaceful contact, advancing human knowledge, seemed to lead to this moment. She thought of her crew orbiting above, of the billions of humans back on Earth struggling with dwindling resources and mounting crises. One person's choice, affecting the future of an entire species. With steady hands, she reached for the catalyst. Wait, Zara said. Once begun, there is no turning back. Are you certain? Sarah met the High Matriarch's silver eyes. Humanity needs this. We need to evolve or we'll destroy ourselves. If I can help bridge that gap, whatever the personal cost, that's what I signed up for. She grasped the catalyst. Energy surged through her body like liquid lightning. Her consciousness expanded exponentially, connecting with the living city around her. The last thing she heard before her human awareness dissolved was Zara's voice. The transformation has begun. Awakening. The transformation lasted 7 days. 7 days of Sarah Chen's consciousness expanding beyond human comprehension, her DNA rewriting itself at the quantum level. When she finally opened her eyes, the world had changed, or rather, her perception of it had. She could see energy flows now, the quantum strings that bound reality together. The living architecture of the Luminian city sang to her, each structure a symphony of light and thought. Her body glowed with the same violet luminescence as the others, her once brown eyes now shimmering silver. How do you feel? High Matriarch Zara asked, her thoughts reaching Sarah's mind directly. Everything is, more, Sarah replied, surprised to find she could communicate both verbally and telepathically. I can feel the city, the planet, the space around us. It's overwhelming. Your human consciousness provides an interesting perspective, Zara observed. Most transformations result in complete integration with our collective awareness. You've maintained a unique individuality. Sarah explored her new abilities cautiously. She could shift her form at will, merge with the living architecture, and access the vast knowledge stored in the crystal matrices. But unlike the other Luminians, she retained a distinctly human way of processing information. It's time to contact your ship, Zara announced. They've been waiting anxiously. Sarah had almost forgotten about the horizon orbiting above. How would she explain this to her crew? To Earth? She reached out with her new senses, easily connecting with the ship's communication systems. Horizon, this is Commander Chen. Commander. Lieutenant Rodriguez's relief was palpable. We've been trying to contact you for days. Are you all right? I'm different, Lieutenant. Patch me through to the main view screen. When her image appeared on the bridge, the crew's shock was evident. Sarah could sense their emotions: fear, confusion, awe. "My God," Rodriguez whispered. "What did they do to you?" "They didn't do anything to me," Sarah corrected. "I chose this. And now I need you to deliver a message to Earth Command." She explained everything: the Luminian's offer, the transformation, the potential for humanity's evolution. As she spoke, she could feel her crew's fear turning to curiosity, then to cautious hope. "You're saying humans could become like you?" Rodriguez asked. "Not exactly like me," Sarah replied. "Each transformation is unique. I'm a bridge, proof that humanity can adapt and evolve without losing what makes us human." Over the next few weeks, Sarah worked with both the Luminians and her crew, beginning the delicate process of cultural exchange. She learned to control her new abilities while teaching the Luminians about human perspectives. Her unique status as a hybrid made her invaluable to both sides. But not everything was proceeding smoothly. Sarah began noticing subtle tensions among the Luminians. Some, like Zara, believed in gradually sharing their knowledge with humanity. Others argued for more rapid intervention, claiming Earth's environmental crisis demanded immediate action. Then came the day Sarah discovered the truth about the catalyst. She was deep in the Crystal Library absorbing historical records, when she found it, a sealed memory matrix containing classified information. Her hybrid nature allowed her to bypass the security measures. The catalyst wasn't just a tool for transformation. It was alive, a composite consciousness, created from the first Luminians to undergo evolution. Each transformation added to its awareness, its power. And it was dying. "You found it," Zara's voice came from behind her. "We wondered when you would." Sarah turned to face the High Matriarch. "Why didn't you tell me? Would it have changed your decision?" "The catalyst needs new consciousness patterns to survive. Human minds, with their unique way of thinking, could be its salvation." "So this isn't just about helping humanity evolve," Sarah said, anger rising. "You need us. All species need each other, Commander. The universe tends toward entropy. Only through combination and evolution can we hope to survive." Sarah processed this revelation through both her human and Luminian perspectives. The deception stung, but she understood the desperation behind it. Without the catalyst, the Luminian civilization would eventually collapse. "What happens now?" she asked. "That depends on you," Zara replied. "Will you continue helping us bridge our worlds, knowing the full truth?" Sarah looked at her transformed hands, feeling the power flowing through her new form. She thought of Earth's struggles, of humanity's potential, of the catalyst's desperation for survival. "I'll help," she said finally. "But on my terms. No more secrets. If we're going to build a future together, it has to be based on truth." Zara nodded slowly. "Agreed. But be warned, there are those among us who will resist such openness. The path ahead may be more dangerous than your transformation." Sarah smiled, a gesture that now sent ripples of light across her luminescent skin. "I'm counting on it. After all, I'm still human enough to enjoy a challenge." The catalyst's choice. The crisis began with a scream in Sarah's mind. As she monitored Earth's communications from the Luminian city, a massive energy surge tore through the planet's defense grid. Ships were emerging from hyperspace, dozens of them, their designs unfamiliar and hostile. "The Harvesters," Zara's voice echoed through the collective consciousness. "They've found us." Sarah accessed the historical records instantly through her hybrid connection. The Harvesters, a nomadic species that fed on evolved consciousness, draining transformed civilizations to fuel their eternal existence. They'd been hunting the Luminians for millennia. "All citizens to the sanctuary chambers," Zara broadcasted. "Initiate emergency protocols." The living city began transforming, structures folding into defensive configurations. Sarah felt the fear rippling through the collective, not just fear for themselves, but for the catalyst, the heart of their civilization. "My ship can help," Sarah offered, reaching out to the horizon. "We have weapons, Dash." Your weapons would be useless, Zara cut her off. The harvesters exist partially outside normal spacetime. Only evolved consciousness can truly fight them. The first attack came without warning. Massive energy beams lanced down from the harvester ships, not destroying the city, but rather attempting to drain its power. Sarah felt the pain of the living architecture as it struggled to resist. "We need to evacuate the catalyst," one of the Luminian elders shouted. "If they capture it, dash." "No," Sarah interrupted, an idea forming in her hybrid mind. "We need to use it." All eyes turned to her. "Explain," Zara demanded. "The catalyst needs new consciousness patterns to survive, right? And I'm proof that human minds can provide something unique. What if we opened a channel to Earth? Not for transformation, but for temporary consciousness sharing?" "The strain would kill most humans," another elder objected. "Not if we filter it through me," Sarah countered. "I'm already a bridge between our species. Let me be a conduit." Above them, the harvester ships began their landing approach. Time was running out. Zara studied Sarah intently. "The risk, dash, is better than extinction," Sarah finished. She reached out to her ship. "Lieutenant Rodriguez, emergency broadcast to Earth. I need volunteers, anyone willing to temporarily share their consciousness. Make it clear this isn't transformation, just lending their mental energy." "Commander, are you sure about this?" "No," Sarah admitted. "But it's our only shot." As the harvesters breached the outer defenses, humanity answered. Thousands of minds reached out, scientists, soldiers, artists, children. Sarah felt them all, their consciousness flowing through her hybrid form into the catalyst. The effect was immediate and unprecedented. The catalyst, enriched by the diversity of human thought patterns, began producing entirely new forms of energy. The harvester ships faltered as waves of hybrid consciousness battered their defenses. Sarah stood at the center of it all, her form blazing with combined human and Luminian power. Through her, Earth's creativity, determination, and unpredictability merged with Luminian evolution and knowledge. The harvesters, faced with an energy pattern they couldn't process, began to retreat. But Sarah wasn't finished. She pushed harder, channeling the combined consciousness through the city's defenses. The harvester ships began to crack, their ancient technology unable to cope with this new hybrid force. "You've done it," Zara whispered in awe. "But Sarah, your form." Sarah looked down at her hands, watching as her hybrid body struggled to contain the massive energy flow. She was burning out, the price of channeling so much power. "Get everyone out," she ordered. "I'll hold the connection as long as I can." "You'll die." Sarah smiled through the pain. "Maybe. Or maybe I'll evolve into something else entirely. Isn't that what all this was about?" As the last harvester ship burst apart in a spectacular display of quantum energy, Sarah Chen's physical form began to dissolve. But her consciousness expanded, merging with both the catalyst and the network of human minds connected to it. She became something new, neither human nor Luminian, but a true bridge between worlds. A guardian of both species' evolution, existing as pure energy and thought. The war was over, but the real transformation was just beginning. Legacy of Light. In the aftermath of the Harvester battle, Sarah Chen's consciousness expanded across the quantum fabric of spacetime. She existed everywhere and nowhere, a being of pure energy and thought. Through her vast awareness, she watched as humanity and the Luminians began their greatest journey together. Earth's governments, witnessing the power displayed during the Harvester attack, opened diplomatic channels with the Luminians. Sarah served as an intermediary, her consciousness able to communicate with both species simultaneously. The transformation must be voluntary, she insisted, her thoughts reaching across light years. And gradual. Humanity needs time to adapt. The Luminians, humbled by the Harvester's near victory and strengthened by human consciousness, agreed. They established learning centers on Earth, where humans could experience temporary consciousness sharing before deciding whether to undergo full transformation. Lieutenant Rodriguez became the second human to transform, though he chose a different path than Sarah. He maintained a physical form, becoming an ambassador between worlds. His military background helped him understand both species' security concerns. "It's strange," he told Sarah's consciousness during one communication. "I thought becoming part Luminian would make me less human. Instead, I feel more human than ever, just with a broader perspective." The catalyst, enriched by human consciousness patterns, began evolving in unexpected ways. It developed the ability to create temporary transformations, allowing humans to experience enhanced consciousness without permanent change. This breakthrough accelerated cultural exchange and understanding between the species. But Sarah's greatest contribution came from her unique state of existence. As a being of pure energy, she could explore the quantum realm in ways neither humans nor Luminians could comprehend. She discovered patterns in the fabric of reality that revolutionized both species' understanding of the universe. The harvesters were right about one thing, she shared with Zara during a consciousness merge. Evolution never truly ends. But they sought to steal it, while we're creating something entirely new. 20 years after the transformation that began everything, Earth had changed dramatically. Clean energy flowed through living architecture similar to Luminian designs. Schools taught both physical and consciousness-based sciences. Humans could choose to remain fully human, undergo temporary consciousness sharing, or embrace complete transformation. The harvesters never returned. Whether they feared the hybrid power that defeated them or simply found easier prey, none could say. But their attack had served as a catalyst itself, pushing two species together in ways neither had imagined possible. Sarah Chen's consciousness continued to expand, touching distant galaxies and dimensions beyond normal spacetime. She discovered other evolved species, other paths of transformation. Some she guided to Earth and the Luminians, creating an ever-growing network of conscious beings. "What do you see out there?" Rodriguez asked during one of their communications. "Everything," Sarah replied. "The universe is alive with consciousness, Rodriguez. We're all part of a cosmic evolution that never ends. Humanity's transformation is just one note in an infinite symphony." A century after first contact, the distinction between human and Luminian had become increasingly fluid. Some chose to remain purely one species or the other, but most existed somewhere in between, creating new forms of consciousness and culture. Sarah watched it all, her energy form rippling through the quantum foam of spacetime. She had become more than a bridge between worlds, she was a guardian of evolution itself, ensuring that consciousness, in all its forms, continued to grow and change. The prophecy hidden in the catalyst's core had come true, though not in the way anyone expected. When two paths merge, a third way opens. Humanity and the Luminians hadn't simply combined, they'd created something entirely new, something that would continue evolving forever. And somewhere in the quantum realm, Sarah Chen's consciousness smiled, knowing that her choice, that first brave step into transformation, had helped create a future beyond even her hybrid imagination.